of the network marketing space. I also think that we have the best deal in the entirety of the forex space. I've been in this space now for a while. I've been in both space, one space for about 21 years. I've been in the other one for nearly a decade, and I can tell you, I've seen a lot of things come and go. But what I know for sure is that the company that you keep will determine the level of success that you have. All right. Merry Christmas to all. We are getting started here in just about 60 seconds. I want to be respectful of the time of the people who got here on time. Thank you first and foremost for being here on time. That says a lot about you. You could be a whole bunch of places, but you are here with me. And because of that, I'm super thankful and excited to share what it is that we are doing. Okay. Now, real quick, if you have anyone else that needs to get on this call, okay? If you if you have anyone else that needs to be on this call, this is your last chance. This is your 60-second warning to go ahead and get them on board, because we are going to get started here. Now it's about 30 seconds. It just turned 9:02, and I like to be here. I like to be quick. I like to be effective, but not eternal, like my brother Mark Sterling would say. Okay, so before we go ahead and we do anything else, allow me to introduce myself. For those of you who do not know me, my name is David Lisi. I'm the VP of Business Development here at Epic Trading International. I'm also the first icon in the company. You will find out exactly what that means here in just a second, and have an extremely large team of talented individuals that I get the privilege and the honor of working with every single day. And I have a great life. Okay, I have a great life. I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world, ladies and gentlemen. And for me, it's not even about the money. And I want to go ahead and say that before we say anything else, before we get into the presentation, I need you to hear me and hear me well. This is not about the money. Money is a means to something. And the means, what you are trying to achieve with the money you earn, is probably the most important thing in your life. I do not believe it when people tell me, and we'll get to the presentation here in a second. But I do not believe it when people tell me when they work a job that they work a job for their family. And part of the reason why is because even though the job may pay them, they'll say things like, "Oh, my family is the most important thing to me." Really? Then why is it that you trade time with your family in order to go somewhere that you don't like, in order to earn money, just to give it back to your family and do something else? What would you do if money was no issue? I need these little gears in your head to start going. We are entering into a new year very, very shortly. And if you are like most people in the world, you'll have a New Year's resolution. But what I need you to do is have the vision and the foresight right now to begin to start thinking what would change in 2021. And when your why is figured, what it is you will do with the money is bigger. You'll start today instead of starting now. Do not worry about tomorrow. Do not leave off for tomorrow what can be done today, because honestly, ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow's not promised to any of us. What is promised is that if we put in the work, if we put in the effort today, that tomorrow will be different than what it would be if we didn't know. Okay? So I'm going to let you know a little bit about me, a little bit about my why. My biggest why is my family. All right? I never want to need to tell my family no. I never want to need to tell my family I can't afford it. Okay? I want my kids to know that regardless of whatever jam they get in, that daddy is able to fix it. I want to have the type of life that I can turn around and say, I am going to Cancun, which I am next week, just because I feel like it. I want to get a call and be like, David, I forgot to tell you, my engagement party's tomorrow. Can you be out here in California tomorrow? Yes, I'm on the next plane. I want the type of life that I can go to a restaurant and not take a look at the prices because I know the money's in the bank. Actually, I want the type of life that I can go to any store and just throw my card on the table and know that it's there. And I think that if we are honest, most of us want that life, but that requires a work and dedication and ethic where we understand that we get paid for production and not just for showing up. Before we get into the presentation, I want you to think about any sports team that you saw in high school. All right, I'm a basketball fan, and I was a basketball player. Not a very good one, but I was a basketball player in high school. Okay, and guys, I didn't get paid. Well, no one in high school got paid, right? But I didn't. Showing up was not what got you on the court. Your ability to actually produce is what got you your play. And so right now, I need everyone to get in the mindset of being a production master. And if you are already in the business, flip that switch. Let's become production masters. And if you are not in the business, now I want you to think about how it is that we go ahead and we make that happen. Let me go ahead and share the screen and start with this presentation very, very quickly. Okay. And let me go to view, and we want to do this slideshow. There we go. And you guys should be able to see it right now. Now, let me pull up the chat so that you know. If you could see the screen, please let me know in the chat right now. Ooh, no. Okay, it's going by itself, and I don't know why. Okay, so allow me to introduce you guys to Epic, exceptional people, incredible compensation. And if you have never heard of our company, I am super, super humbled to be the one to be able to tell you all about what it is that we do. And we start by asking this very, very simple question. Shouldn't you be first at least once in your life? Right? Now, let's go ahead and let's deal with this. If you knew that Microsoft was going to be the slam dunk that Microsoft was as a company, when they had just gotten started, you would have put money in. Just like if you knew that Apple was going to be the first $1 trillion company here in the US, you would have put your money in it. If you had a chance to invest in Amazon when they got started, or Facebook, or Google, you would have done it. And if you had a chance to put in the work ethic at any of these companies at the beginning, traded your ability, your time, and your effort in order to earn stock in the company, in order to have a piece of the pie, I'm pretty sure you would have done it knowing what it is that you know now. The problem is hindsight is 20/20, so it's very easy to say, I would have. But here you have a chance to actually say, I will do, and change what your future self, what your future outcome is, simply by raising your hand and saying, yes, I want to be first. I want to skip the line in front of others. I want to have the fast pass to success like I'm riding a theme park. I don't want to wait in line for the roller coaster. I want to get to the front of the line as quickly as possible. And this is what's coming to you in the form of Epic. And the reason why is because we are in the Forex space. We are a Forex education company, which stands for foreign exchange. We exchange one currency for another. Sometimes we exchange one fiat currency, like the US dollar, for a cryptocurrency, like XRP, which, you know, a lot of people just did over these last couple days and made a ton of money. And we use the same tactics, tools, knowledge, and skill set that banks and central banks and institutional investors and individuals around the world and hedge funds use in order to leverage our money to make more money. It's a portable skill, and here's what I love about it. Regardless of whether you are with Epic for just 1 month, or you are with Epic for 6 months, or you are with Epic for 10 years, once you get the skill set, you are able to take that skill set and you have it for life. No one needs to go back to college to learn how to write a decent paper. If you did it once and you did it well, guess what? That skill set stays with you. Now, you might need to fine tune it every now and then if you want to get back into academia, and it's the same thing here. Even though you can get the skill very quickly and you can start making some money, it doesn't mean that you're never going to need to fine tune it, and that's where the value of our membership comes into place. Now, it is the largest financial in the world. It turns over $6 trillion a day, 24 hours a day, 5 days a week. Now, today is Christmas Day, and so the markets are closed around the world because obviously we observe holidays as well. We are Epic, and it is a global company. Everyone should get that word global inside of their head. We have people in the US and Canada and Mexico and all of the Caribbean. Shout out to Trinidad, Barbados, Guyana, all of Africa, big teams in Nigeria, in Kenya, in South Africa, in Ghana, in I would check my phone right now, but I don't want to sit here and take all the time. Huge teams in Europe as well, huge teams in Asia, all over the place. Wherever you are, Forex works for you as long as you have an internet connection and a smart device, okay? Or a computer. Our executive team has over 100 years of successful business and MLM experience, and we are learning from industry-leading Forex traders and trainers. We're 100% debt-free, and we are well capitalized, which means that we are able to maneuver at a speed that other companies are not able to maneuver at. Here's our leadership, and I'm going to talk just a little bit about everyone. David McCovey, I'm going to do him last. He's one of my favorite people in the world, okay? And we talk all the time, but Mr. Spencer Iverson, I got to meet Spencer Iverson about 7 years ago. He is a lawyer by trade. He's done work in corporate law and business law and MLM law. He had his own MLM company at one point. Uber successful person. I've seen him have teams of the tens of thousands. Our VP of sales, Mark Sterling, met him in the same company as Spencer Iverson. Worked underneath possibly the most successful network marketer of all time. Sharpened his skill set to the point that he became a beast in every sense of the word in his own right. I've seen this man make high five, low six figures a month in the industry. Jonathan Green, thank you so much. Mr. JG, the master, the master at introducing people and edifying, okay? Jonathan Green, thank you so much for making the introduction between me and Mr. McCovey, because if it were not for you, we would not be here. You rekindled that, and you are a master of putting person A and person B together so they can do something amazing. And I am glad to have you as our global master ambassador, our Coach Max. Coach Max is the director of Forex trading. I have known her now for damn near a decade. One of my favorite people in the entire world. I talk with her every single day. In our last company together, I think her vision was expanded a little bit because I told her I would hit six figures a month in 3 months and did it, even though there was not evidence that something like that could be done. And I know that she is getting ready to cross over those kind of income goals herself. Now, I've already talked enough about myself, and I don't want to sound like I'm braggadocious, so just know I'm a big deal too. But Mr. McCovey, Mr. McCovey, man, if you have never had the pleasure of being with someone that just knows who they are, that cares about people deeply, then I challenge you to make it out to our next event, because what I've seen from this man time and time again is he will put his leadership first, and his heart, his servant heart, is so massive that, when we were launching this company, there was a room full of maybe 15 to 20 seven-figure earners in the industry, and all of them were willing to submit to the vision, the grand vision of what Epic was, simply because of who David McCovey is. He's incredibly liquid, uber successful in the regular business world and in the MLM business world. That's all you need to know. I don't want to go on for forever and ever because I could. But let's talk about the Epic Advantage, okay? Great data security, comprehensive, fun, and professional Forex training, weekly pay. Everyone say weekly pay in your head right now. I know that some people are coming from an environment where they are worried about their check. We got paid early this week to make sure that we got weekly pay. Accurate back office tracking and reporting. We have an incredibly strong culture. Services are available in multiple languages. You guys can read the rest of this slide. All I need to tell you is that the infrastructure that we have laid as an organization is so that you can build a great organization and you can hang your hat on this for years to come. Okay? What good is it to build an organization that you need to rebuild next year and the year after and the year after? If you've ever been in an MLM before, you know what that feels like. You won't need to do that here because of the way that we have set up the back office. And here's a great thing. Who wants to sit there and need to pay money every single year in the thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just to relearn what was already learned because the message was confusing. You won't need to do this here because we have some of the best trainers and teachers in the industry that I have ever seen in my life. Okay? Epic Estates, this is a big deal. You can pass on your residual income, okay, to loved ones in your will. And part of the reason that we do this is for our families. So let's say if you build up a huge income, a 7-figure a year income, wouldn't you like to leave that to your family? Absolutely. What a lot of companies will do is they'll say that your business is willable, but then when it comes time to do it, they just wait for you to pass, and then they won't honor it. Here, we're actually putting it in our presentation that we are making it possible for you to pass your business onto your loved ones so they reap the benefits of what you did while you were alive. Setting up residual income for generations to come, okay? Our Epic services. Every single day, we have live sessions Monday through Friday. These happen in the London session, the New York session, the Asian session. I always think in Eastern time because it's just where I live. That's 2 a.m., 7 a.m., 9 p.m. Why does it happen at that time? That is when the major markets around the world are opening, and so that's where we see the most movement. A lot of times people say, well, can't I just show up at 11 a.m.? Well, you can, but the big moves have already happened. We don't control the market, we just react to the market, okay? And so it's important that we show up to the market when the market is moving. I'm about to give you the biggest secret of making money. If you're taking notes, and I hope you are, then just go ahead and take this note. The way you make money is you go to where money is already being made and you just put yourself in the middle. Yeah, I'll say it again in case you guys are missing it. The way you make money is you go to where money is being made and you just put yourself in the middle of it. Here, the reason why you got to show up at 2 a.m. or 7 a.m. or 9 p.m. is because that's where money is being made. So what do? You go ahead and you put yourself in the middle of it, of the transaction. That's all we're doing over here. You go ahead and you see, okay, money's coming from here or going here. You know what? I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put myself in the middle of it and make money too. That's why we show up. You get signals every single day through our Epic News Network. Plus our signals, Epic University, full university. It's like you go to school, but you can get everything done in our 2-week syllabus. Epic Study Hall. If you're like me, you're a little bit thick-skulled, which means that you think you got it, but you don't all the times get it, and sometimes you need to be fixed in order for you to have success. I do not subscribe to the belief that practice makes perfect. Even though my dad used to say it all the time, I believe that perfect practice makes perfect. And the reason why I believe this, okay, is because if you practice your multiplication tables time and time and time again, and when it got to 2 to 2, you kept on telling yourself, 2 times 2 equals 5. 2 times 2 equals 5. 2 times 2 equals 5. You're wrong. And if you show up to the test and when they say, what is 2 times 2, and you write 5, you have done what you practiced, but you practiced wrong. Our study hall is where we have our trainers, our educators, fix your mistakes so that you do not need to repeat them with real money. This alone is worth what we're charging, okay? You get the Epic Trade House trading community and much, much, much more. Right now, we have a community of nearly 30,000 people who are actively engaged in trading Forex, and that is why our community is dynamic, guys. We're going to love it once you get involved. Now, this has been freeforex.com, absolutely free. We've already been working on it. We have a couple of landing pages that have come out. Follow-up emails that go out automatically. We have new landing pages coming, and a lot of times people say, well, how do you build your business online? Where do I send people? The Free Forex system, which is included in your IBO fee, so you don't need to go ahead and shell out money to another company in order to have a website. Okay? Pretty powerful stuff. I just went over all this. The big thing that is coming out this upcoming week, actually it will be right around the 1st, is that our Telegram bot is live, which means that for people that aren't sure about whether or not joining this business or learning how to trade forex is right for them. We will give them 3 free signals a week so they can test drive our service. Whenever I sell something, and I need you guys to get this as well, this is a very, very big learning. I learned early on that whenever I am asking for money or asking for the sale and I get a no, that I ask people, well, is it me? Is it the price? Or is it the timing? Is it me? Is it the price? Is it the timing? Now, if it's me, I cannot change that because I am who I am. Either you love me or you don't. If it's a price, I can't do anything about the price because the price is what it is, and I cannot do anything about that either. But if it's a timing, which for a lot of people it is, okay, giving them the ability to test drive something changes everything. Because if they like what they test drive, then it might change the way that they react, and it might become more important, so the timing becomes a lot more favorable. This is coming next week. 2021 is going to be a tremendous year for any marketing efforts of Free Forex. And when you see our compensation plan, if this is the first time that you are on this webinar, you'll see why having something like this is so incredibly powerful. Now, let me come back to this. Super analytical stuff and super geeky things that I'm into. Facebook pixels, Google Analytics, retargeting pixels and scripts. All that is built into the Free Forex system so you can track what people are doing to make sure that you are making the most money from your efforts. I think that's a pretty incredible thing to do. Now, I want to talk about this comp plan. Okay. Before I talk about this comp plan, I'm going to go ahead and say something very audacious. Shame on you if you join this business and you do not learn how to trade forex. Because all the money you can make in the compensation plan, which is a lot, pales in comparison to what you can make if you learn how to trade forex effectively, profitably, and consistently. We are a forex company, a forex educational company, and it is everyone's job who comes to our company to learn how to trade forex if they put in the time. But for those who want to share it with others, the compensation plan is extraordinary. But we cannot guarantee that you will get any results or you will make any money. Okay? You get rewarded for selling our products and services, not just rewarded for showing up. While the opportunity is unlimited, your individual results will vary. You could read the rest, but basically what this is saying is that people who work harder and convert and produce the best are going to make the most money. And those who show up to do nothing will make none, because nothing gets nothing. Nothing in the world is nothing. Okay? If you want extraordinary income, then put in extraordinary effort. But if you do that, our compensation plan is unlike anything I've seen in the industry. It is absolutely phenomenal. Let's start with what you do in the first 72 hours. If you're coming here to build this business, in the first 72 hours, your goal is to tell 3 people that want to make money or have a vision of better for themselves about Forex, open up some charts, show them what it is that we do, and say, sign on the dotted line, let's go ahead and get you started. The moment you do that and you upgrade to IBO, you now are a founder, which means that your membership next month, as long as you don't progress through the compensation plan, is going to be covered by the company. This is your scholar membership. It is waived. All right, you do need an active IBO though. From there, it just grows. When you have 10 people in your organization, 4 in leg 1, 4 in leg 2, and 2 in leg 3. And this is not all the efforts that you have done on bringing people to the company. This is what the team has done. You are now making $500 per month, $125 per month. And I want to rest on this. Very quick. You could do this slow. Carrie Ann, I see this statement. You could do this slowly, or you could do this quickly. The reason why I say the goal in the first 72 hours is because I believe that if you get epic in your mind and in your heart, that you will put epic level effort in front of the people that you know. And the people who move quickly earn the most money in this company. I promise you that's true. Now, I want to rest on this $500 per month rate because it is estimated that over 70% of bankruptcies here in the U.S. could be avoided if people just made an extra $500 per month. And I refuse to believe that anyone on this call does not know at least 10 people that want to make money. I just don't believe it. But understand that that is a change in your life that could be monumental. And it is a change of the lives of the people that we talk to. That could be the difference between financial ruin and financial success. So do not discount the importance of this one. All right, 30 people on a team, $1,000 per month, $250 per week. Obviously, you can see the compensation plan. What I want you to do right now is internally take a look at the monthly pay. Early on, I told you, ask you a question. What would you do if money was no object? If you could do anything you wanted to do, you could wake up when you were done sleeping and live a life that you designed, what would you do? Now, find the spot in the compensation plan that makes sense to you, that could make that feasible for you. And then take a look at the balance requirements. You know the work that needs to be done. For me, I only dream about one thing, and that's health. I dream about 30,000, 30,000, 15,000. You want to know why? Because I have visions that go beyond $1 million a month. So I'm going to keep on working until that becomes a reality, and it's going to be a springboard to everything else that I need to do in order to achieve the grandiose vision that I have. Now we have some great epic rank rewards that happen, right? At Founder 5,000, when you have a team of 250 people, you got a custom dog tag. At Ambassador 10, when you have a team of 500 people, you get a 6-figure ring. Guys, the first rings are coming out in January. Now there are some, you do need to earn the ring. You do need to hold your rank for a little while. You're also going to get a cash reward. At the rank of Ambassador 20, you get a all expense paid trip to Cancun. It's not on here, but we'll make sure that it goes there. That's plane, transfers, resort, food, everything you can want, all expense paid. At Ambassador 50, you get the same thing to Dubai. At Icon 100, you get a Rolex watch. Okay, now here's the big one. At Icon 200, you get your choice between a Mercedes, a Tesla, or a Cadillac. And I want to stop right here because if some of you have come from this industry before, you have been parts of companies that have said things like, oh, we're going to give you a car. But what they do is they lock you into a car note when you need to go to the dealership and get the car based on your credit worthiness, and then they do a reimbursement to you on a monthly basis for what your car note is. That's not what we do here at Epic. We believe that if we are going to say extraordinary extraordinary people, incredible compensation, that our compensation should be incredible. And so when you get that Mercedes, Tesla, or Cadillac, it's paid for. The note is given to you free and clear. So you never need to worry about, I don't have the money to pay that note. Even if the company goes out of business, which I don't believe it will, you wouldn't be left with a bill, you would still be left with an asset. Same thing happened. Super sexy. And then last but not least, you get a whole bunch of private jet service at Epic. And this isn't because, at $1 million per month, you can't afford it yourself. You probably can. But this is just our way of saying, you know what? We appreciate the time, the effort, and the expertise that you have brought to us. We want to recognize you and recognize your achievement. Okay? I just went over all this, but take a look. That was a prototype of the ring. I can't wait to see it, guys. Mexico, Dubai, awesome. The Rolex, super sexy. The really black and gold, like I told you. I can't wait to have them all. And so now let's talk about how it is that you become epic, how it is that you get started today. I need you to get back to the person that invited you to this call. Become an Epic Scholar today. It's $99.99. To me, it is the smartest $99.99 you will ever spend. Go ahead and give yourself a Christmas present today. Give yourself the Christmas present of financial literacy and learn how to make money the way that the banks are making. Because the bottom line is that your money, if you have a savings account, is already in the Forex market and the stock market and the commodities market and the metals market. It's already there. The only difference is that the bank is making the interest, the bank is making the gains, and they're not giving it to you. I'm a little bit crazy enough to believe that if anyone's going to make money off of my money, then it should be me. Okay? And that's what we're teaching you how to do when you trade Forex. So once you pay the $90.99, download the 2-week syllabus, start going to Epic University, learn how to trade Forex and do it profitably, and then tell some people about it. Share what it is that we are doing here. I think that after day 2 or 3, you're going to be completely sold. And then once you bring in your third person, upgrade to an IBO so that you begin your path down the compensation. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let me go ahead and get out of this real quick. Let me escape out of this. Let me stop the screen share and come back to you and say a happy Christmas to all of you that celebrate. For those of you that this is the first time that you are seeing this, do not do $1 million worth of research for a $99.99 decision. Because we started the presentation by asking a very simple question. Wouldn't you like to be first once in your life? Actually, let me go back to the slide just so I can go ahead and I can read it verbatim. Shouldn't you be first at least once in your life? Part of the thing that people do, and I do think it's right to go ahead and find out what it is that you're doing, but if they give too much effort into the research part of things before they get started, and they don't give enough effort to actually learning the skill set, it's backwards. It's a $100 decision that you can make today. I'm gonna say that again. It is a $100 decision that you can make today. Get back to the person that introduced you, get your questions answered, and then take that effort that you would put into research, into learning how to trade. And I promise you that the future you will thank you for that. All right? Ladies and gentlemen, you have a great day on purpose, and I cannot wait to see you on the next presentation. This is part of our 12 days of Christmas. I should call them 12 days of Pitmas. You guys have a great day on purpose, and I'll see you on the